And that's a good brush. What number is that? Number 4. Whatever brush you're comfortable with, but don't use a real small one. Okay, we're going to get some of the color. Just a little bit. You don't need much for this. And maybe, where's that medium? It's gone.
Medium right here.
Ah, there we go. Thank you. It's hiding.
What color is that? Green.
That's called olive green. You get olive green. And medium, but only because we're going to use it transparently. What we're going to do first is, remember, you don't paint over wet paint,
Yes.
okay? What we're going to do is round out the head, make it look round. Same with the neck. So, and don't worry about getting it in the hair.
Oh.
Oh?
I mean, I was thinking you
Yeah.
doing on the side. So you go all of a sudden in the face. I said, oh.
Yeah. Now, also, there's a right here. Yeah, you want to build that in. You can put some right here too. You know, in these shadow areas. And because his head is ever so slightly turned, the light is going to be right here more than over here. So remember this kind of arcs. You see that? Oh, I'll do it again right there.
Okay, can you look up and point, because your hand was covering? Where? I don't see.
Where it's wet. Yeah.
There, okay, thank you.
Yep.
Looks like a triangle.
Okay.
Actually, it's an arc. It's not a straight line. It's arch. You know, an arc. It arcs away from his chin. Now on the arms and hands, I'll turn it upside down because when you're, when you're lighting an arm, it's going to be lighter on the top and darker on the bottom. You knew that, right? So we're gonna mimic that, but we're gonna lay the shading first. So the bottom, you want it darker. Same one here. The bottom darker. Doesn't look like I did too much, but we're gonna do this a few times. Remember how we rounded this back? Every time we do it, we do a little smaller. And you have to put some around the top too, but it's not going to be as wide.
Okay, right on the
Okay?
edge.
Yep, right on the edge. As you can see, this is pretty transparent. It's easier to control if you keep it that way. So the top is not quite dry. You don't want to do it if it's not dry. It's kind of dry. Yeah, I can. At home in my studio, I work with a dryer right next to me. So I'm just wasting a lot of time waiting for paint to dry. Okay. Now, technically, because his head is slightly turned, this side of his head's going to be a little bit brighter. So you can make the shadow on this side maybe a little darker if you want. We're just making his head round. Okay, now, this is a little tricky. Remember, we always paint an eye socket? You know what the eye socket is? When you're doing a highlight, you don't come all the way up to the eye, but you paint a little bit below it. We're gonna tint the whole eye socket.
Wow, that big.
Yeah,
Pretty
big.
big.
Don't worry about it, it'll get smaller.
Oh, it'll be
And you can
dark in
put
that
a
area.
shadow down the side of his nose if you want.
Oh, okay. We know about that shadow.
See, his head's getting rounder. And you want to put a little bit of shade there. If you want, you can draw that. You don't have to, but you can if you like.
Oh, okay, that little thing it goes in.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
got
a
it on there a
necklace,
little
but
dark.
it's,
But you see the idea. Now,
winkle.
flip it up. This is darker down here on the bottom. Soften it with your hand a little bit if you want. You can't do this on a large figure. You can work like this on small stuff. Wouldn't work on a big one. You don't have to do too much more than this. And then we're going to start. We'll start lighting the garments first, and then we'll do the face. We might even get to the face today. Now, if you want to, you can carry on a little darker than that. You don't have to, but you certainly pink color, pink, which is kind of odd, but that's what we do.
Apple crimson.
Yeah, we'll use naphtha crimson because it's nice and red. I used the red earth on here, but I don't like it so much.
Okay.
But it's not a big deal. I can always put a red over top of that in a wash. And you just need a little bit of red. Put your white somewhere where you can access it. Don't put them together in the same. You know what I mean? Because you're going to mix this up. And if you want, I have a whole pile of liner brushes over there. They're in a tube. You see them laying there. Do you see them? A whole bunch of them.
Okay.
And if I was you, I would start out with lines and then we'll do some filling in.
Wayne, it's naphtha crimson and a little medium and white.
Yeah, or you can use naphtha red light
Okay.
and white, and that's it.
Titanium
I think that might look nice. And, well, now you know when you're doing, when you're putting on the lights, you have to consider what's underneath. This light is coming through the garment, you know? It's not shining on the garment, it's coming through the garment. And it's coming from what? Where's this light coming from?
From the heart.
It's from the body of the saint. It's coming right out of his body. And so you have to remember which part of his body is closest. And I'm say this arm is a little bit closer than this arm, you know, because he's kind of presenting this thing. So this side is maybe a little bit brighter than this side. His shoulders under here, it's going to be very bright. And his arm, his shoulder over here will have some light on it in his arm. And down here, a little tiny bit of light just to indicate where the things are. Okay. These are guidelines. You can use them or you can not use them and make your own. But they're suggestions. What else did I want to tell you about this? Oh, you have to decide which fold is coming forward and which fold is receding. The forward folds are going to be bright. The folds that go out are going to be bright. The folds that go in are going to be darker. So you don't want to put. So you have to decide that while you're doing this. And You can have light emanating from here, but it's going to be brighter over here.
Pink.
Pink.
Sorry.
Let's make it a little brighter. If you want to, you can add. If you think, oh, that looks too weird or wild, change it. I used red earth on this one, and I think it could have been a little bit redder. I used more red over here. Okay, we'll start up here. I am just doing lines right now. You see that? Start with lines. It's a lot easier. You need a brush with a good point. So you can do a tapered line. Keep your eye on the tip of the brush. Ignore the stick. We're going to paint that later. Okay, that's enough lines for that side. You can do your button. You got something similar right here.
I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries.
This is just the bones of where the light goes. You can do all kinds of things that you want, whatever you want to do. This is bringing that forward. You see that? How that works. You want to bring it forward. Maybe a little bit there. Okay. Now we start maybe diluting the same color and laying in some what some iconographers call a static light. It's kind of a light area. You know, your first light can have a very bright spot, but as you move away from the bright spot, it gets dimmer and dimmer and then disappears. Your second light is real crisp, defined edges on all sides. So it doesn't have that diffused. So this is being the first light. You can, well, you know his arm is right here. You can see his arm is coming up there. His shoulder's going to be right there. So his arm's going to be bright right here. You can add some light in kind of a general way. Same here. Those are like static lights. Maybe it might be real bright right here. Or maybe not. Whatever you want to do, you know. This will be bright right here because of his shoulders, so you can make You can make a round ball. And pull it away.
The round part, is that showing the shoulder?
Yeah,
Okay,
shoulder.
okay.
This will bring this forward.
Nice.
Different than this.
Mhm.
Now you can develop this as much as you want. You can get carried away a little bit on the red. Typically on a red garment there isn't a lot of highlighting. Or the whole garment will go pink, which you probably don't want to see.
I want to say Nicholas like that at home.
What that's
Pink.
pink, that
Yeah,
he,
because
he
the
went
artist
pink.
went too. I
Huh?
It wasn't me that made it, but the iconographer went a little too heavy with the highlighting.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice pink shirt on.
yeah, it happens. I might pop this a little bit. That will bring this fold out, you know. This is a. But don't be sorry. It's just the way it's there, so you have to deal with it. Maybe you don't have to deal with it. Just ignore it. Get rid of it. I might need a little bit of light in here because of his arm. And when you think you have it the way you like, you can take that color and make it quite a bit brighter. Quite a bit brighter. And do your second light, which you want to probably keep minimal or it's going to get too crazy. These are sharp and there's not diffusion, you know, everything is crisp
Is
on
there-
these.
I'm sorry, Wayne, is there any pink or red in that
Yes, there is.
blob you just did?
It's right
Okay.
here.
Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I looked away and I was like, wait, that looks like, wait on, okay.
And you fit his shoulders up in here, so
Yeah.
you might want to do a little connecting.
Is something going over that?
Over it.
You mean eventually?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to put our lines back on. But if you think, oh, it's too bright, you can, when it's dry, wash up the red with some medium and set it back. It's,
Because that looks
it's
so much
di-
different from this.
It does. Yeah, I can set it back. It's not a problem. Like this shoulder, you can do something, let's see. You see this line? No, that might be right there. It can be, doesn't have to be. You think, you don't like it? Take it off. Look, it's
Actually,
okay.
looks kind of good.
Is it how is the paste?
Let's see.
It's good.
Let's see. Let's see. But I should have something there. like that.
Okay. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Everywhere you put this, you can see it jump forward, you know. So you have to think of what is actually forward. You can see it needs a little bit rain. Okay. You want to go ahead and dry it?
Okay.
And I'll take a little bit of this, some medium. Again, this can be done very transparently, and maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times. No, it's not red earth. It's the same red. You can use naphtha red light if you want. This is a little deeper, but it'll set it back a little bit. You see? And that looks nice. But you think, oh, I want to set it back even more. So you can.
I like how shiny it is.
Huh?
I like how shiny it looks. It's nice.
Let's see what it looks like if we did it twice. Okay? You gotta dry it.
Try it.
We can even use, remember that purple red that's underneath everything?
The puddle.
It's Andrew has it. It's in the little tiny thing. Purple red. If you want to, you don't have to. Thank you. This has to be done very gingerly because this stuff's kind of strong.
Bursting.
Oops.
Yeah, it depends with me.
Yep, a little bit more than that. Ooh, that's.
Brighter.
Let's see what this is.
I just this time is the appliance. Yeah. 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 I used
Purple red. I love this color.
It's pretty.
It's very nice on lips. I mean, you know, it's her color. See how that sets it back.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out if that's the way I want to keep it. But yeah, I like it.
It looks pretty nice. I mean, I like it. I don't know if y'all like it. So many options.
Yeah.
When you're painting by yourself or with the group, it's nice to experiment. You can learn so many things. And don't be afraid to try.
There's more than one way
Things.
to do it.
There's always more than one way to do it.
It's nice to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Wow, that looks really nice.
That looks nice. And when we put our lines back on, it'll be finished. You know?
All right.